Welcome back to American Wing Chun. I'm Siu Nim Tau, and this video will be going over the sixth set of Siu Nim Tau. So this will start again from your stance, where you have the left hand always starting first. You push your arm, the hand will open, you push your elbow to the center, and your arm will be in this palm up position for a Tan-Sau. And this position wants to be where your middle finger, the center of your hand, wants to be directly in the center of your body. So I don't want to have it off to the side, I don't want to have it over here. This wants to be a perpendicular line to my body, so I don't want to have it off to the side with my elbow going to my shoulder. I want it to be on the center. So when I do this, my elbow hugs my body as this pushes forward. From this position, I'm going to turn my hand palm to the side, and when I do that, this angle that I have in my wrist, it maintains that angle while it turns to the side, and I'm going to sink my elbow and straighten my wrist. So my elbow dips down and my wrist straightens at the same time. So the whole sixth set, on one hand you have 10 specific movements. So Tan-Sau is 1, and then you have Jump-Sau is 2. So that turn and sink is all one movement. From this position, the elbow is going to go out to the side, the fingertips stay on the center, my elbow is outside my body a little bit, and I'm going to hinge my arm to the edge of my body. So my elbow goes out, my hand goes down, then my elbow comes back in to complete that movement to make sure it's in line with my shoulder. So this goes 1, 2, 3. And then from here, number 4, I pivot on my middle finger and I rotate my hand palm up. So I don't want to lay it over to the side. It should stay in place as I just rotate it straight up. So this goes 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is the Lau-Sau. Lau-Sau is a scooping arm. From here, I lift my palm up to the height of my ear. In this position, your forearm should be vertical, and your hand is at the height of your ear. So the middle part, if you cut your hand in half very thin, all the way through the center of your hand, that height should be at the center of your ear. So it goes up to that level. So from here, turn palm up, lift up to the ear. The fingers are pointing straight forward, and from there I bend my hand backwards. My fingers point straight down. My forearm should be vertical right now. I'm going to rotate it the only way it can't really go this way, but I can rotate it around where the fingers are in front of the forearm until I can't rotate anymore. Then my hand opens up. And then I'm going to do a low palm, hand goes flat, circles, and comes back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This whole thing is 6. 7, it palms down to the center. 8, it goes flat. 9, it does another Hun-Sau while the whole arm is completely straight. The wrist stays on the center as you're doing the circle, and then it turns and comes back. And then you do the same thing on the right side. So my Tan-Sau comes out with my right side in the center. I jump on the center. Elbow goes out, fingertips stay on the center, and then it hinges to the edge of my body. Hand turns palm up. Lift your hand up to your ear. Forearm being vertical, fingers pointing straight. You're getting as much of a stretch in this position as you can. And from here, when I pull my hand back and my fingers point down, I want to pull this down as hard as I can, so I'm getting a good stretch here. As I circle around, I'm still getting a stretch. About at this point, you'll feel a similar cramping in your forearm as you did when you did the Fuchs-Sau, when you're doing that detail of the thumb pulling up and backward. So it should cramp in the forearm here. It's kind of doing the same thing here. So I'm getting a good stretch. And then it opens up, fingers are pointing to the side, and I'm going to do this lower lying palm or horizontal palm on the center. The heel of my palm is on my center, And since this is a low movement, we've already talked about any movement in the form that's low, they're always at this same distance out and same angle from your body, from the armpit area, I guess. If you were to take this angle and measure it, if it's here, this is too shallow. Here it's too high. There's a certain distance and certain angle here. So when I do the palm, that should be the same thing. And you should see the palm in the mirror if you're facing a mirror, which I don't know if you can see in the video, there's a mirror here. So I palm straight down the center. The heel of the palm is on the center. When I go flat with my hand, the center of my palm is the point that's staying in place, and I'm rotating to the center. I bend the hand back, elbow continuing to stay completely locked out. Fingers point back at myself from here, and rotates around, makes a fist into the rest of the circle. I'm now in a horizontal fist position. It turns and then comes back. So again, this goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. When you do the palm from here, this is a difficult movement. It is not a hammering movement hinging from the elbow. You still want to push with the elbow when you do this. That will take quite a bit of practice, and you probably won't be able to get it off the first try. But what you're doing, you're leading with the wrist. So where my hand is bent somewhat backwards, it's not bent like completely palm up, but the palm should face forward on it. I lead the wrist forward so the wrist kind of breaks, and that allows your wrist to be in front of your elbow, which allows you to push with your elbow to do the palm strike. And again, the finger should be completely out to the side when you're doing this palm. It shouldn't be palm up, shouldn't be palm down. It should be exactly sideways here. So this goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And another point I should mention, I don't think I've mentioned before, when you do any strike in the form, you should do it with some kind of force, so there's kind of a snap to your punch. Any kind of palm strike should have a similar kind of force to it. So if I'm at the beginning of the form, where I'm doing set number 3, and I do that 3 times just to get through it, and when I do the palm, that should still have some force with that. And when I do these gum sounds, there should be some force with all of these strikes. When you do this palm, that should have some force to execute the movement. So same thing when you're doing this. This should be the same. It should have some force executed in the palm strikes. So that's the end of that set. There's only 2 more left. We have 7 and 8. There's 8 sets in Siu Nim Tau. This is a part of the form that you will find it's different between the different lineages. The Leung Ting lineage does it the way that I've shown you here, but you'll see some other people where they'll come out with a Tan-Sao and then they'll do a palm low, and they do different things. It's something that we don't practice, so I don't know it, but I've seen another version of it. That's fine. They have their reasons for it. We have our reasons for ours. Ours is actually a kick defense, where you're defending a kick and you're scooping it up, so their leg is in this space in your arm. And then you, of course, have that lower palm strike. So when you do the palms, and I'll mention this on the next video for the 7th set with the Gwat-Sau, you have the palms where it goes palm, fingers pointing up, fingers pointing to the side, and then there's this palm where the fingers point down. For the fingers pointing to the side, that palm can be done where we've already done in the previous set, where it's palming, fingers pointing out, but it's up at this high angle, the same place that your punch would be. When we're doing this set, we're doing that same palm strike, it's just now low. So this can be kind of anywhere between this area. So it doesn't matter if I'm hitting here, or here, or here, or here. However, when I do a palm with my fingers pointing up, I can really only do it here. The lower I go, if I try to palm something low, this can jam your wrist. And same thing in the 7th set, when I do this palm when my fingers point down, we do it high in the form. I'll explain that later in that other video. But the application is to do a low palm with that. The fingers point down, you palm down low. Fingers point up, you palm up high. Fingers point out to the side, you kind of have the best of both worlds and you can go really any kind of position from here. So that's what you're doing in this set. The previous set went high, this one goes low. That's something to know. And the fingers do point out to the side, and they don't point palm up here, it points to the side. Don't have it down, don't have it up, have it sideways. So that's the end of the 6th set. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, and make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell button to get notifications for when we post new videos. We have a Patreon account. If you want more detailed instruction on certain things, you can join that account. You can get personal corrections through video interaction. We have Zoom classes available for people that subscribe to that. And if you have any questions on this video or any videos we've done, leave a comment down in the comment section down below, and I'll see you on the next video.